Ayurveda in a very basic way to understand its knowledge about life or science about life.
That indicates what kind of lifestyle suits you or you should live by. What I noticed and I really loved so much was the fact that the therapists were chanting and saying a prayer before the therapy.
So if we are able to do the karma in the right way with our right intention and passion, it will be the best thing that we could pass on to others to live a better life.
Thank you. Yeah, that clicked some stuff in my brain also. Thank you, Doc. Hello and welcome back to Instant Karma. My name is Tinka and today I am at Oneworld Ayurveda with Dr. Nino.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good and it's nice to meet you. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Ninnu Sudarshan and I work as the head physician for Oneworld Ayurveda. I joined Oneworld in 2016 when we created the center. Right now we have two properties, Oneworld Ubud and Oneworld Tagalalang. And I'm originally from Kerala, which is known as the cradle of Ayurveda. And I did my studies in Pankajakasthuri Ayurveda Medical College, so 5.5 years course. And then after that, I was working 2-3 years in India. Then I joined with Oneworld Ayurveda.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, since we're here, would you please tell us what is Ayurveda?
Ayurveda in a very basic way to understand its knowledge about life or science about life, and explains about like how one could lead a healthy, vital and a creative life, and what are the basic things explained for that is what is mentioned in our Vedic textbooks as a part, and also naturally available medicine, plant based, mineral based medicines are used in a natural way for healing the patient.
Beautiful. So, this is a holistic approach to health, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. How is it different than the Western medicine?
So one basic aspect about Ayurveda and Western medicine, in my experience, that I saw what like Ayurveda is more like a personalized medicine where we don't just treat patient with the concept of like symptoms or like disease based or with the reports as an aspect. We have to consider the patient itself as a human being, considering the emotional background, emotional aspect, then looking into the aspects of like what are the different approaches needed for treating them. So that's one basic aspect, and the other part is like in Ayurveda we talk about like food is the medicine. So where I see what is lacking in the Western medicine or apart, we talk about Ayurveda in a way food can heal you and it can cause diseases. So when you're eating the right food in the right optimum level, it helps to heal many conditions. So those all are like different ways of approach that we could mention where Ayurveda and Western medicines are in a different perspective.
Okay, I see. And you mentioned that it is the individual approach.
Yeah.
How do you know what the person needs? What is the
So if we look into the whole basic aspect about Ayurveda or the fundamentals, when we learn and understand, we talk about like three doshas or three bioenergies, which is the core strength of Ayurveda, which is characterized or mentioned as Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So each person will have a unique characteristic features where we can comprise or understand from the Vata, Pitta, Kapha aspects. Understanding that and treating them is a part of it. That's where like we say 2 or 3 people may have same symptoms, same condition, but depending on their condition or their body type or their nature, the treatment plan can also be different,
okay?
rather than just giving one medicine to every single person in the same way.
So by looking, for example, by looking at me, my body structure, my tendencies in life, you could probably know more or less what my dosha is.
Roughly, I would say like majority we could, but I will not say like accurately we'll be able to. For that, we need the initial consultation. We need to talk to them, understand about them. But on an average, like with the body frame, with hair, nose, nails, eyebrows, eye, nose, teeth, all of these features will give us a guidance about whether this person is a vata predominant or a pitta or a kapha predominant.
And knowing your dosha, that indicates what kind of lifestyle suits you or you should live by?
Understanding the body type will help us to know what should be the lifestyle that we should be adopting for a better healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Because in all the three there are different aspects mentioned. A vata predominant person is prone to have these kind of health issues, a pitta or a kapha. So by following a vata diet and a lifestyle, you are reducing, because Ayurveda in a whole is mentioned, the main part is like prevention and then only curative aspect. So preventive care comes by understanding and changing the diet and lifestyle guidelines. We are getting a bit more closer to a healthier lifestyle.
For someone who is, let's say, healthy on average, Ayurveda is still something they should address
Yeah.
in order to
Live a
prevent
better life.
and prevent disease, right?
Prevent diseases. So even when we say like we have a normal health, depending on our age, it can be depending on our profession, it can be. We all are prone to different kind of health issues. So that's where like it is better to understand what else can we do to improve the quality of life.
Knowledge of life, as
Yeah.
you said. And the most famous or well-known practice that comes to mind when we hear Ayurveda is usually Panchakarma. Why is that and what is that?
Panchakarma is mentioned as a unique detox therapy which comprises of 5 different detoxes. And why is it popular, or why is it, like you said, most heard name, where the word itself, detoxing? We all are in a healthier lifestyle, but still we need cleansing in our system. So in a very basic way, Panchakarma is mentioned as like self-care, where you're taking yourself to cleanse, reset your body mentally, physically. And the detoxing part helps to maintain us in a preventive way and as a curative aspect. So basically in Kerala, like during a time period, every single person might be going through a detoxing, because to enhance the vitality or to get rid of the toxins. So we are improving our immune system as well.
You do that here at Oneworld
So
Ayurveda?
what we offer at Oneworld is Panchakarma.
Okay.
So we do retreats starting from 7 days to 28 days Panchakarma for open in both places.
Understood. And what about for someone who, for example, cannot commit right now to a panchakarma from 7 days to 21 days, busy lifestyles? Do you have some tips for the people listening, what they can integrate in their life?
The best way to see that will be like if you look into our website, we have like free dosha quiz.
Okay.
So you could go into our website. In the online program there's a free dosha quiz available. By committing and doing that test, you will get the answer whether you are a vata predominant person or a pitta or a kapha, to understand that. And if you want a bit more deeper level of knowledge, it would be good to do a online consultation or a on-site, where you can understand a bit more about Ayurveda and yourself, and to implement, you could learn some lifestyle guidelines and some healthy tips on a daily basis.
Recently, I did the 3-day, beautiful 3-day program at the Bali Botanica by
Yeah.
One World Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So that was 3 days only. You mentioned that Panchakarma is from 7 to 21 days.
Yeah.
So what is the 3-day program useful for and who should consider it?
So the 3-day program was a package that we designed for Bali Botanica, because Bali Botanica is a day spa,
Okay.
which we own or we run as a part. So we wanted to give people a kickstart for their introduction to Ayurveda. So what an Ayurvedic lifestyle consultation will be, or with the minimum treatments that we offer in the 3-day program, what benefits you could help or you could get. That was the main aspect of giving it. I'm sure like you might have benefited some from that 3-day program without any medicines or without any detox or meal plan and all. So then when you think in a bigger picture, where you're getting medicines, treatments, diet, yoga, and all, the benefits will be larger. But that program is also just an introduction to a Panchakarma.
And what kind of treatments do you offer at Bali Botanica?
So currently, like we have designed 10 to 15 kinds of body, mind calming treatments. So the basic main treatment in Ayurveda is Abhyanga, which is a synchronized forehand body massage using medicated oil like natural essential oils as well. Then we have Uddvartana, which is a powder massage. Then we have different types of poultices, Shirodhara, uh, Avagaham, which is a herbal bath treatment, then Taladaranam, which is a hair treatment or head related treatment. So, altogether, like 10 to 12 treatments we offer there.
What I noticed and I really loved so much was the fact that the therapists were chanting and saying a prayer before the therapy. What is that about?
So, what they are chanting is Om Dhanvantare Namaha. So, Dhanvantari is considered as the god of Ayurveda. So, when we are in our college itself, like to become a practitioner or a doctor, like my senior gurus have mentioned to me, chant a mantra which will be helping you. And Om Dhanvantare means like seeking the blessing from Dhanvantari for healing the person in front of you. So that's a very simple sloga. But as doctors, like I chant one sloga every day before I start my consultation, where like to give the knowledge to make think better what should be done, also to give support and everything for the patient to go through the phase of healing.
What is a day in Bali Botanica more or less like for the people listening? What can they expect in a half day of treatments?
So depending on the packages that you have chosen for your condition, a day will look like you will have two treatments and a meal is included in that. So either you can do it at during the morning time period, finish before lunch, or have lunch and then have the treatments. But as I said, whatever packages you're choosing, because we have already designed certain treatments for each packages. So depending on that, we'll be designing what treatments it will be. But it will be 2 hours treatment, then a meal. That will be a half day program will be.
Any tips on what to do before or after the treatments?
So one, before the treatment, like it would be good to have like whenever you take the package to stay healthy in a way, maybe good to have like cutting down from all other normal diet plan if you're doing like eating regular healthy meals, vegetables cooked once, avoiding coffee, drinks or anything. After that, because we do provide a protocol to follow, like not taking shower right away, not going for swimming, or like doing certain protocol things which we share, it would be good to follow.
Another question on Panchakarma, please. Who would you recommend this kind of practice to? There are some people that would need it more than others. Mental or physical blockages would be benefited by that.
All categories of people could be beneficial, but mainly in Panchakarma, we say age is one big factor that we design or we mention. Below the age of like 16, 17, Panchakarma is not recommended. Above the age of 75, 80 years old, intense detoxing is not recommended. So that age gap between that time period as a general cleansing to maintain health, and also people who go through a lot of issues like you mentioned, mental, physical. We have people who comes with anxiety, depression, eating disorder, from to gut related issues like gastritis, ulcerative colitis condition, SIBO condition, or like we have people who comes with arthritic complaints. So what we offer there at both centers, when you're booking up a consult, Panchakarma, or when we get an inquiry, we have a free call, which we mention as the pre-consultation call, to understand what the patient is needing and what are we offering. So understanding and communicating in the right way, then the expectations will be in the same pitch.
Dr. Nino, what was your personal motivation to go on this path and become an Ayurvedic doctor?
Growing up as a kid, like I always wanted to be a doctor. And then during a mid time period of my lifestyle, like a lifetime period, I used to have eczema as one of my condition, and my parents used to take me to many places like to get healed or what. And one of the last resources was to meet an Ayurveda doctor. But what made the change was like he was the only person who asked me like what do I eat, and some of the questions that I never thought of, because all others were like giving me creams, medicines, but he said like you have to be vegetarian, you have to try and change your diet, then only you can heal in a way. And he guaranteed it, and it definitely made a change in me, and that sparked somewhere in me. There's also a different approach of being a doctor or a physician, that you could get into a treatment plan like that. So that was the first inspiration part or like motivation where I even thought of Ayurveda as one option. And then finishing my school time period, you have to write the exams. And then what I got was like Ayurveda as well. So I went in that direction and finished my studies.
So then, lifestyle, it really is a trigger for whether we heal or break our
Hmm.
bodies. Is that so?
Yeah, so that's why like if we read about health issues, we have certain disease called as lifestyle disorder,
Mm.
where obesity, cancer, diabetes, high cholesterol, or hypertension can be, where we are not born with it, but due to our circumstances, due to our lifestyle changes and our eating habits that we create, it causes certain conditions. So by choosing a right lifestyle and a eating habit, definitely it can heal us and get us into a path of healthy living. But if we don't choose that, it could lead us to the other end as well.
Could Ayurveda reverse a genetic condition per se?
Personally, in my experience, I haven't treated anything and I haven't heard much of it. Also, like we say, autoimmune conditions are not curable,
Mhm.
but definitely it can be pretty well managed.
Mm.
And in most of the degenerative or genetic condition, the best part is like prevention is there, or progression of the condition can be pretty well managed because of the medicine availability and the adaptation that we give with the lifestyle changes.
Would you share for the listeners some tips to help them live happier and healthier lives according to Ayurveda?
So one of the major aspect that we do mention when the guests are coming for Panchakarma itself, the first thing that we learn is to have a daily routine, daily regimen, or in Sanskrit it is mentioned as dinacharya. Dina means daily, charya means ritual that we need to practice. In that we explain why is it important to wake up before the sun rises, why we should be drinking like water kept in copper glass, copper vessel, or doing certain yoga poses, making sure like you're evacuating your bowels in the right time, doing meditation, pranayama. Those are like one aspect. Also we do mention like as a part, maintaining like a seasonal regimen, like according to the climatic changes our diet should also be modified or maintained, which can also be helping us to prevent and stay healthy.
It seems very integrative, like it's targeting every
Structure. Yeah.
aspect. Yeah.
So that's why, like in the dinacharya, if we see, we might hear like it's just a daily routine, but it comprises the whole aspect of like our body and mind coming into a balanced stage. And that's what the main aim or the basic modality that Ayurveda explains is like, where body and mind is in a balanced or in a rhythm way, that person is more in a healthier stage.
So, for someone who, let's say, achieved that perfectly or as good as possible health, what next? Why is that important?
So one is like that is one way of living a life, right? So who doesn't want to live happy?
Mm.
Nobody wants to be in pain. Nobody wants to mention like I couldn't sleep last night, or I'm always a bit nervous, anxious, restless, right? So all these aspects we could maintain a lot of changes by simply adapting some changes in the diet and implementing some lifestyle changes. When there is need for help, definitely you need it, but other than that, just by adopting these changes you can improve majority of the conditions.
We're constantly being told and reminded of the importance to live in balance. But that is so difficult if we look at the pace of the world and the lifestyle of the majority of people. How can we aim for that? What can we do?
Because you mentioned about balance, like that's what like the main aspect of Ayurveda explains itself. Like if your vata, pitta and kapha are in equilibrium or in a balanced stage, that means healthy. And if any one of the three is out of balance, that means you're not healthy. And definition of health itself in Ayurveda is explained like the balance of the body, happiness of mind, clarity of our intellect, and free senses. If all of this are in a balanced way, then we could live a healthier lifestyle. And if we are lacking in any of this, that means you're not healthy.
I understand. So instead of trying to manipulate everything in the outside world, you take care
Of yourself,
inside.
and you have to go deeper. So there it implies like the benefits of having a proper routine, having like meditation, having like a healthier meal. Because we do talk like there are certain foods that can help stimulate your brain functions, also give you certain qualities which will be in a very peaceful stage, which we mention as like sattvic food, which
Mm.
can enhance our brain functions or give us calmness, spirituality, intelligence. So, all of those knowledge we need to bring onto this for adapting this.
I have one last question for
Yeah,
you, Dr.
sure.
Nino. If you could share one message to the whole world, what would that be?
As a part of like being an Ayurvedic doctor, doing the Panchakarma in our centers, trying to heal and help people, the main aspect would be to listen and understand the word karma itself, where it talks or connects to us as our actions or deeds that we could connect with. So, if we are able to do the karma in the right way with our right intention and passion, it will be the best thing that we could pass on to others to live a better life.
For those who are interested in more information, where could they find it?
So for One World Ayurveda, like you could look up at www.oneworldayurveda.com, and both the locations, explanations, prices, what we offer, it is in our website. And for Bali Botanica, you could just check in like www.balibotanica.com.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Welcome.
Nino. Thank you for your time and information.
Welcome.
Big thank you to One World Ayurveda and Instant Karma for making this interview possible. And we hope that you join on a Panchakarma retreat or a 3-day intensive at Bali Botanica.